How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the invasion that's happening right now at the southern border. Yes, it is an invasion. Don't allow the mainstream media, lamestream media, old school media to tell you any different. It's definitely an invasion. If you see what's happening right here at this particular fence, how can you not call that an invasion? If you have some World War Z type stuff happening outside of your house and you have a fence, and it's that many individuals coming through, what do you call that? Is it an invasion or no? If you see that happen outside your house, are you going to call the police? Are you going to grab your weapon? You better do something, because that is not a safe situation. And people are crying because they got tear gas fired on them. So what? Why not have tear gas fired on you? That is the appropriate reaction to what they're doing. All right. They're lucky they didn't get shot with actual bullets. You know, because that could have been the response. Like if you have 400 people coming through a fence, literally breaking through the fence into the country, what should the appropriate response be? Oh, just let them come in and do whatever. No, this fence is here for a reason. You cannot just cross over it. You have to go through a legitimate and legal point of entry. Now, some people are posting this picture right here on the screen before you of this mom, alleged mom and daughters. I don't even know. That could be anybody. That could be somebody's auntie, somebody's abuela, their grandma. That could be a coyote. Who knows whose kids these are? I don't know. But let's just say it's a mom or a grandma with their kids or grandkids. Just because you're seeing that does not mean, number one, that they tried to go through a legal point of entry and were turned away. Number two, it does not mean that they are somehow due entry into the country. And number three, the most important thing, it also does not mean that this is the majority of people who are trying to come into the country. If you don't know what's happening here, if you kind of lost, let me back up a little bit before I go any further. Now, over the past few weeks and months, you've had at least one or more migrant caravan, S in parentheses, coming from Honduras to the USA. Now, they say the reason why they're coming is because they're fleeing crime and poverty and all kind of bad stuff back in their country of origin. So you're going to leave Honduras, go through El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico to come all the way to the US of A. To seek asylum? I doubt it. 90 to 95% of people that are coming through are economic refugees. And in the economic refugees, you also have gangbangers. I've read a lot of reports, and that's one thing I want to say. You can watch a lot of news clips. I've seen news clips that show this as being active aggression by the USA onto the so-called migrants. And then I've seen some that show you the real thing, like what's going on here, with people throwing rocks and stuff like that. One thing I want to say is that it's most important to read what's happening and look at all the clips. Then you'll be able to get a true explanation and a true picture of what's going on. If you watch CNN, they'll try to tell you got women and children, all this, that, and the third. But CNN won't show you these people throwing rocks. They won't show you these people trying to break into the actual country. They won't show you these people with the Honduran flag. If Honduras is such a bad country and you're fleeing crime and poverty and all these kind of things, why are you flying the Honduran flag at the U.S. border upon which you're trying to gain so-called asylum? It must not be that bad. You must love your country. You appear to be a Honduran nationalist trying to come into the country for your own particular needs. I've seen interviews or, brief questioning of people that are trying to come into the border and try to come into the country through the border illegally. And when they're asked a question, why are you coming here? They say work. That's the main answer you get. Even from the gangbangers, they want to put in work. That's what they want to do. They want to put in some work for their gang, okay, to get money. It's all about money, because if it was about safety, if it was about asylum, why not stop in the first country that you come to? People will say, I don't want to stay in Mexico. I don't want to stay in Tijuana. I want to go into San Diego, and then I want to go to Chicago, New York, where my jefita, where my abuela is already at. So I can just chill with them, go out, work under the table, or gangbang, and then send the money back to my country of origin. That is what they want to do. Don't let the media tell you anything different. Tear gas and all that, in my humble opinion, is pretty tame. when you at the border and you getting boulders basically thrown at you, and you got to have your vehicle reinforced to prevent the boulders from crashing through your windshield and killing you, when that's going on and you're firing back with just simple pepper spray, tear gas, I mean, what's the big deal? I don't think anybody should really be upset. But of course, you got the celebrities, you got the talking heads on television talking about Donald Trump. How could you? You're firing pepper spray at women and children on Thanksgiving weekend. So what? I don't care when it is. If they did this on Christmas Day, I say, look, on Christmas morning where the kids are opening gifts, I say fire tear gas, do whatever you got to do to get these people up out of the country and to prevent them from coming through the border. One thing about this migrant caravan people on the mainstream media don't talk about is how they're trying to overwhelm the system. These are not unintelligent individuals, and even if the majority of them are, they're not led by unintelligent individuals. Let's be clear. If you have a so-called caravan of like 7,000 or more people, it's well organized. It's well funded. These people got to have food. They got to have shelter. They got to have clothing. They got to have transportation. They're not walking on foot from Honduras to the USA. That's just not what's going on. Do you think that this grandma and her babies walk from Honduras? They probably live in Tijuana, for real. And then they're trying to come into the US. But they want to paint a picture of them walking from Honduras to seek asylum, and they're tired and hungry and thirsty. That ain't what's going on. But these people are very well funded, and they understand what's happening with the immigration system. They know that if they come all at once, they're going to overwhelm the system. So if you got border patrol spread very thin, you might got 2 or 3 guys in a place where you got hundreds of people coming in. They know that they can get a guy here and there to be able to slip through. That is the whole point, to overwhelm the system, to bombard the whole situation, to force your way through. That does not appear to be an asylum seeker. That's not how it goes. You wait in line, hold your hands up. And here's one classic excuse before I close. People are saying that the so-called migrants are getting tired of the conditions in Tijuana and other places when they're in these little camps, detention centers, whatever you want to call them, before they get into the USA. So they just have to just break it to the US. I mean, what kind of sense does that make? If you're outside of somebody's house and they say, hey, you can't come in right now, I'm eating dinner with my family, I got something else going on, I don't have enough room for you, and you say, you know what, I'm tired of waiting, I'm going to just break in your house. Is that okay? Is that legal? Is that justified? Is that appropriate? I don't think so. At the end of the day, as I close, I'm glad that we have closed the border, at least for now, at Tijuana, meaning you can't even get in or out legitimately. It's a lot of trade that travels through there all the time. That is fine. People that go back and forth that may live in one place, work in another place, trade, all kind of stuff, truckers, whatever. All that shut down because of the people that are trying to overwhelm the system, that are trying to come in through all that other legitimate traffic. I'm glad that he shut that down. It's about time. And to all the pundits, to all the bleeding hearts, to everybody that's talking about this in a negative way, hey, how about this? How about you have all these illegal people come into your house, come into your neighborhood, and just set up camp there? Matter of fact, anybody that lives in a liberal area right close to where this is happening, open your gated community, open the gates to your mansion, and allow them to set up camp right in front of your house, right on your lawn. So the little koi pond you got, the little area where your dogs can go play at, that's now going to be inhabited by illegal immigrants in the tent city. And it's up to you to clean up the feces. It's up to you to feed them, to give them water, to give them whatever they want. And if they want to come in your house whenever they feel like it, when it's too cold or it's raining, you got to let them do it. If you don't, you're a bigot. And my last point, they're talking about these are people of color. Oh, Trump is racist against people of color that are coming to the border. He's racist against brown people. You're trying to lump illegal aliens in with everybody else that just happens to not be white. Look, number one, I'm not from Honduras. I'm an American. I'm not Hispanic. I'm a black person. Number two, just because somebody has brown skin does not mean that they are somehow righteous or virtuous. Okay. I don't care what color you are. Anybody can do wrong. You could be white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, black, orange, purple, green, whatever color you are. You can be a righteous person or a non-righteous person. You could be doing good. You could be doing bad. You could be following the law. You could be breaking the law. Whatever category you fall in, from facts, not your fifis, that is what really matters. It ain't about nothing else. So don't try to use this whole people of color, which ain't nothing but color people backwards with an of in the middle, but I digress. Don't use that term to try and shame me into having sympathy for these people that are breaking into my country, into our country, if you're an American, illegally. So that is pretty much all I got. So what say you? Do you think it's right to follow the law and not have these individuals coming to the country, whatever they want? Or is it wrong to follow the law and tell them, hey, stay over there until we can maybe get you in the country by asylum seeking? Maybe you could come in through legal immigration. I mean, that's a novel idea. I know that, following the law of the land is not really in vogue nowadays, but maybe that's an option. You could just come in legally like 1 million plus people do every year. You come in through a green card. You can become a naturalized citizen. Maybe that might be an option for you. But hey, like I said, following the law, that's passe. It's not really in vogue anymore. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.
I mean, they're illegal immigrants. I'd probably say you have to go back.